Yes, please.
Namaste, beautiful souls. I welcome you all to 21 Days Spiritual Science Doctor Retreat Day 11. Today, we have a divine soul among us, Dr. Urja Sachdeva. She is born and brought up in Sirsa, Haryana, India. Is a scholar of Bachelors of Ayurvedic Medicine and Surgery from Ayurjyoti Ayurvedic College, Haryana. Presently, she is serving as intern at Civil Hospital, Sirsa, Haryana. Also, she has completed her BA in Mass Communication. She is an Ayurveda enthusiast and an amazing young soul, beautiful speaker, and loves to learn new things. She has keen interest in field of theater and music. Along with this, she is district member of Nasha Mukt Bharat Abhiyan, president of Anti-Crime Youth Club Women's Wing Sirsa, assistant director of New Satluj Senior Secondary School Sirsa. She was honored by CM and Deputy CM of Haryana in field of art and works. She has started meditation 1.5 years back under guidance of Dr. Sangeeta Nehra ma'am. She is also featuring in Quantum Kitchen series of PMC Haryanvi every week and spreading knowledge regarding Ayurveda, vegetarianism, and use of pyramid power. Today, she will be guiding us with Dr. Bruce Lipton's book Biology of Belief. So now I would love to invite Dr. Urja Sachdeva. Please start your presentation.
Thank you so much, Dr. Pooja, for a beautiful, beautiful introduction. Thank you so much. Namaskaram to all the beautiful masters watching this session today. As we all know, our 21 days spiritual science doctors retreat is going on. And as one of the speaker and one of the doctors, I pray to Almighty, Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina, Sarve Santu Niramaya, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kasyat Dukh Bhag Bhavet, which means may all the sentient beings be at peace, may no one suffer from illness, may all see what is auspicious, may no one suffer. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am Dr. Urja Sachdeva, a Bachelor of Ayurvedic Medicine and Surgery scholar, and today I am going to represent my book named Biology of Belief by Dr. Bruce H. Lipton. So I hope I will try my best to explain each and every concept and experiment given in the book and make it clear the concepts of the book to you. Thank you so much. And now I would like to share my screen. Now let us start with the today's session, today's presentation. So, before entering into the book, I would like to share my journey of meditation, my journey of spiritualism. This instance lets me in a feeling of shock, happiness, and surprise all at the same time. It was one fine day when Dr. Sangeeta Nehra visited our college, and unfortunately, during that period of time, our summer vacations were going on. But our professors were present in the college, and they got the knowledge and wisdom of Dr. Sangeeta Nehra regarding Ayurveda, yoga, and meditation. So when we went back, the whole class, our sir, our professor told us regarding the experience they had with Dr. Sangeeta Nehra. And I was, as a keen listener, I was so much excited to meet Sangeeta ma'am, but the question arised was how to meet ma'am. And I was very, I was very much excited to meet ma'am, but there was one problem. I had no option, no answer to the question that how I will meet ma'am. So suddenly one day, a divine soul, late Mrs. Indravati, called my mother and told that tomorrow I will be visiting your school along with Dr. Sangeeta Nehra. as we are running an institution in the city. And then my mother informed me regarding this. And guess what? I got the answer to my question, that how I will meet Sangeeta ma'am. And I was on the cloud nine. I was extremely happy to hear this. I just could not wait for the next morning, and the night seemed to be very, very long. Then next day, finally, I was able to meet Sangeeta ma'am, and she taught me meditation. And from the same day, I am a meditator. And she is my guru, my teacher, and my mentor from the same day. Thank you so much, ma'am, for putting me into such a great, great path. And I don't know how I was attracted to this, that I was this much attracted, that how I will meet. And I guess there was something behind that also, as growing up in a family which brought me, which I was grown up with the spiritualism, meditation, and a sort of Ayurveda in the home too. And all the thanks goes to my mother, Mrs. Shashi Sachdeva, and my grandmother, Mrs. Koshalya Devi, for nurturing me with such a culture. And also a warm, warm thanks to Sangeeta ma'am for taking me to this path and today giving me an opportunity to speak on such a platform. Then now comes my book. Why I chose this book? The answer to this question is uh, that first of all, my guru, my teacher, Dr. Sangeeta, advised me to choose this book for this 21 days spiritual science doctor's retreat. And also, there is a common mindset that we all are victims of our genes. And this book genuinely breaks all the orthodox related to this. So these, I believe that these should reach to each and everyone. So I will be explaining this today. Now comes the author of the book, Bruce H. Lipton. About the author, Bruce Lipton is an internationally recognized authority in bridging science and spirit and a leading voice in the new biology. A cell biologist by training, he taught cell biology at the University of Wisconsin School of Medicine and later performed pioneering studies at Stanford's University School of Medicine. He was born on 21st October 1944 at Mount Kisco, New York, United States. He is a great master in the field of epigenetics and cell biology and has been awarded with GOI Peace Award and USA Book News. Now, the contents of the book, that is chapter number 1, Lessons from the Petri Dish in the Praise of Smart Cells and the Smart Students. It's chapter number 2, it's the environment stupid. Chapter 3, the magical membrane. Chapter 4, the new physics, planting both feet firmly on thin air. Chapter number 5, biology and belief. Chapter number 6, growth and protection. Chapter number 7, conscious parenting, parents as genetic engineers. These are the contents of the book, and I will be talking today regarding the a sense that is given in these chapters, and the concepts, the experiments which he has cleared through this book and these chapters. Now, the other titles from the book, from the author, sorry. First one is Biology of Belief, the book I will be talking about today. Then the second book, The Spontaneous Evolution, that came in 2010. Spontaneous evolution, our positive future and a way to get there from here. In this book, the author, this world renowned expert in the emerging science of epigenetics, reveals how our changing understanding of biology will help us navigating this turbulating period in our planet's history and how each one of us can participate in this global shift. Then comes the third book, The Honeymoon Effect, The Science of Creating Heaven on Earth. In this, the author explains a state of bliss, passion, energy, and health resulting from a huge love. He also states your life is so beautiful that you can't wait to get up to start a new day and thank the universe that you are alive. Now let us enter into the science which can change our lives, our beliefs. So my first question is that what do you see when you look into the mirror? Most of us will answer this question that I see myself very smart, or I see myself as a physical body, or I see myself as a soul. But when asked from the author, he explains, he says that you are not just single entity, you are a community of 50 trillion cells and not a single entity. That means you are a community and not a single person. And the mind is the government of 50 trillion cells, and if you have a good government, you have good health, and vice versa. That means if your government is not good, then your health is not good. Then before entering into the main content, I would like to tell the two different beliefs that comes from the ancient Greek before Christ. The first belief is of Democritus, that is around 460 BC, and the second one is of Socrates, that is around 470 BC. The Democritus, he believes that everything is made up of atoms. In this universe, in this environment, our surroundings, everything is made up of atoms. And atom is the smallest thing. Atom is the minimum, the smallest entity that cannot be cut. Means it is uncuttable. He also states that what you see is what you get. What you see physically is all there, and there is nothing in the empty space. He believes in materialism and life, like he says, everything in the universe is made up of atoms, and here we have empty space. So he says life is atoms colliding in the empty space, and the followers of Democritus are known as mechanists. Then the second belief is of Socrates. Socrates believes in dualistic philosophy. He believes in energy, that is, soul in the form of soul or form. Energy was present before life and it will stay forever. So, energy is perfect and ideal. Energy is unchanging. Then he also explains about the materialism, as materialism is physical reality and it is imperfect and corrupt shadow of the ideal. The follower of follower of Socrates are called spiritualists. Then come two more beliefs mentioned by the author, that how cells are controlled. First one is Newtonian physics and the second one is quantum mechanics. The Newtonian mechanics believes that the universe is matter and the universe is a machine. And the second new science that came around 1925, it believes that energy cannot be separated, and everything in the universe is made up of energy. So as Dr. Khyati on the first day explained about the quantum healing and quantum science and quantum mechanics, so I guess now we know about the quantum science, and obviously the quantum mechanics believes in the energy, and energy cannot be separated. Likewise in Newtonian mechanics, it believes that everything around is matter, and matter is something, like, let me clear the what is matter to the people who do not belong to the science stream or science field. So matter is anything you see in your surrounding is matter, whether it be chair or table or pen or paper, anything, everything is matter. And Newtonian mechanics believes in the matter, and you can take a section of the matter and you can study. But energy is unseparatable. Energy cannot be separated. So you cannot just separate and study the energies. It can be felt. Now comes the main thing that the author talks about in the book. That is the central dogma, or it can be called as primacy of DNA. That means that you are protein, We all are protein, and there is uniform there is unidirectional flow of information, that is from DNA to RNA and to protein, that is you, that is we all. So this model was given by Watson and Crick, and it states that information is unidirectional from DNA to RNA and then to protein, that is you. Okay, so your structure and function is scripted in DNA. This is the central dogma, this is the thing I am talking, that is acceptable by the science. Genes or DNA control life and determine character of your life. We all have heard this, that what is scripted in our genes is what we are. So the but you do not pick the genes you came with. You cannot change the genes you came with. So you become the victims of the genes. Most of us believe that diabetes is running in our genes. Like, if my grandfather was suffering from the diabetes, my father will suffer from diabetes, and unfortunately, I will suffer from the diabetes. This is a common mindset that we all have in the today's generation. And also, this is what science teaches us, and it makes us powerless, because we know that if it is running in the genes, we cannot do anything. So this makes us powerless, and what you believe, you become. And if I believe that I will be suffering from diabetes, and I think I am powerless, then of course I will become powerless. These are the two things I explained just before this about the Newtonian mechanics and the quantum mechanics. Then there is one experiment by the author, a very beautiful experiment. He tells us that energy can be seen in the form of waves. As you can see in this image, here are some waves that are produced in the water. This is energy. So he explains that when, let us take two stones, stone A and the stone B. Okay. So what happens if I take the two stones of the same weight, and I drop them from the same height and at the same time? The stone A and stone B are dropped into the water at the same time and from the same height. The stones will fall in the water. There will be a ripple effect that you can see here. In this, the waves meet, and they get entangled. So this is called as constructive interference, that when the stones fall off at the same time, of same weight, and at from the same time, they make constructive interference and collide with each other and get entangled. But what happens when I just drop the stone A just before 1 minute or just a second before, and let me change the time of dropping the stones? Then what will happen? The stones will fall from the same height of the same weight, but the timing is different. So the waves of stone A will collide with stone B and it will cancel each other. Why? Because they were not in the same rhythm, they were not of the same frequency. So he beautifully explains, when there are two waves colliding to each other of same rhythm and same frequency, they just add up and make constructive interference. This is the constructive interference. That means it's the adding up of the energy, and it becomes more, it increases. Then, am I audible? Then the second thing I told about, the destructive interference, that is the wave A and the wave B. When the stone was when the stone A was just when the stone A fell off just a second or a minute earlier, then the rhythm, the frequency is not same, and when they collide, the frequency of each other, it cancels, and this is called destructive interference. And we all have experienced this in our actual lives, as constructive interference as good vibes and the destructive interference as bad vibes. So I guess you should increase your energy to reach the constructive interference. And uh, let me give you an example of the constructive interference. Like when you go to certain party or any function with your positive attitude, your good vibes, and you meet with the people of good vibes, so you feel more energetic there. This is the constructive interference, this is the good vibes. So I would like to say that you should increase your energy to reach the constructive interference. And so if in today's world we are hearing a lot of patients are suffering from cancer, and so if there is a cancer, instead of cutting it out with the incision from the scalpel, provide the positive energy to it, and it will automatically lead to cancer to go away. So how it is possible? Just meditate and increase your constructive interference, increase your good vibes, read good books, and it will automatically lead to a good vibes. Now, the main essence of the book, that is the secret of life. The secret of life I am talking about is not like the sky will open up and light will enter into us and anything like that. No, it's just a simple secret of life. And it will be beneficial when we apply this secret of life into our lives. So now we will be talking about how the cells works. Now you can see one image on the screen. It's a machine, a gearing machine. The gears are just moving with each other, and it makes the machine work. And this is similar to the proteins working in our body. There are approximately 150,000 proteins in the body, and let us assume the metallic thing we can see here, the gears we can see here, are proteins in the body. So, before explaining much about this, let me tell you that what actually this is a particular shape, but in the body, the proteins, each protein is of different size, different color, different shape. So, what makes the shape different of each protein? Let us talk about this now. So, there are 20 types of amino acids in our body, and as we have backbone in our body that gives us shape and we can move freely, so likewise amino acids have peptide bonds that keep them in that keeps it in the alignment, and it gives the shape, and at the last it forms protein. So proteins are simply amino acids bonded with the peptide bonds. Okay, so let us understand the proteins. As I have talked earlier, that the beads, like in this image, you can see the small beads that are connected with the peptide bonds, and it ultimately forms the protein. So, as I have talked earlier, that the beads are the proteins, but that model is not perfect, as each protein in the body is of different shape and size. And in the earlier image, the beads were of same size and almost same shape, and just the color was different. So, let us assume these pipes in the image one are proteins. The pipes you can see here, first, second, and this one, third. In the image one, the pipes which are given are the proteins in the body, and when they are connected, we have kind of two type of shapes we can get, that is shown in the image 2. that is A and the B. So let me ask one question. Which one of these is more stable? I guess you would not be able to answer my question because I have just not told you about the charges on each of the side. On both the sides, you can see here is the negative charge, and also here is the negative charge. On both the ends, there is a negative charge. So, as we know, the same charge on anything that repulses and the opposite charge attracts each other. So in the a image 2, the figure A represents that both the charges are at a distance. So obviously that is more stable, because when they will be in contact with each other, they are both negatively charged, they will repel each other. So now let me tell you one thing, that the balls in the image A that you can see are, let us suppose that these are the signals from outside and these are positively charged. So when I connect the signal, the ball on the one side of the pipe, that is protein, they will automatically attract each other because the opposite charges attract each other. So one side of the protein is negative, and when I connected the positive ball to one side, it became positive, and then the positive and negative will attract each other. Hence the shape of this will be changed, and shape B will be more stable now. So hence signal helped to change the shape of protein, and when the signal from outside combines with protein, it turns out to be our behavior. When signal is not good, our behavior is not good. Let me explain it with an example. When we are sick or suffering from any illness, then even our family members, even if they ask a simple question that what you would like to have or something anything, you can imagine, like they are asking how are you, and your answer is just leave me alone, I just want to stay alone. So what is it? Your behavior, why your behavior is changed? There can be two possibilities. If your behavior is not right, either the protein or the signal. So either the protein is the defective or the signal is defective. And if the protein is defective, that might be the birth defect, and in this world only 5% of birth defects are there. So the major part, that is 95% of the time, it is your signal that induces your wrong behavior. So let us guess what can be the reason of our signal when our signal is not okay or it's wrong. There can be three things. First of all, trauma. Like I am speaking in this session and suddenly something hits on my head. So obviously my behavior will change because I will just get hit from something, and I will lost my patience, and I will lose my behavior. I will change my behavior because the signal connected with my protein, it combined with protein, and it resulted into the behavior. First thing is trauma, then second thing comes bad chemicals, bad toxins, that is the bad chemicals. It may be in the form of medicine or anything we are intaking from outside. And the third most important thing, and which is the major problem nowadays, which turns our behavior wrong, is our thoughts. Yes, our thoughts are the main reason why we have a wrong behavior, as it combines, as the signal combines with the protein, and then it leads to our behavior. And if the signal is not good, our thoughts are not good, then obviously our behavior will not be good. So if you can change your mind, you can change your biology, as proteins responds to good vibes and the bad vibes, as I told earlier. Now you are a protein and signal combines from the outside, A signal combines from the outside, from the environment or the surrounding we are living in. That means the energy from the outside, energy that controls your proteins, your body is the vital force. So when signal combines with the protein, it makes it move. When the signal from the outside combines with the protein, it makes it move. That is our behavior. So now the brain is what controls the signal. So now I will be showing how brain of a cell works, because it's same mechanism how human brain uses to control our life. Actually, in this book, author tells about one phenomena that is called anthropomorphism, that is relating the human behavior to the cell behavior. And also he explains that there are 50 trillion cells in your body. If you understand one cell, you will understand the biology of whole body. And obviously now we can learn this, how signal is conducted, how it combines with protein and turns to be our behavior in a cell. And if we learn this, we can learn about our human mechanism too. So now the thoughts are controlled by the brain. So now where is the brain of the cell? It's the membrane. Like, it's the boundary of the cell, it's the cell membrane that is the brain of the cell. The signal from the outside, from the environment comes, like in the ppt, in the present, in this slide you can see the signal from the outside. It comes from the environment and then go through the membrane and combines with the protein and turns to be the behavior. So the switch, that is membrane, controls the signals that come in. There are two types of signal. First of all, the signal, the primary signal that comes from here, that comes from the outside of the membrane. Suppose this is the primary signal, then it comes to the cell membrane, and then it turns to be secondary, and then it is sent to the protein, and then it combines and turns out to be our behavior. So in the skin, the receptors proteins, which means the receiver, we all have receptors like eyes, ears, nose, mouth, and skin. So these are the big receptors which are used to take the information from outside, and these receptors are built in the skin. The receptor has an antenna which binds with the signal. As in this slide you can see, this is receptor and here is an antenna to it. So the primary signal combines with it, this antenna. When signal combines with the protein, it moves. As we talked earlier, that whenever the signal is present and it combines with the protein, it moves. So when the receptor, the antenna takes the message, the signal, and then it combines with the processor protein. Here you can see, as I have talked earlier, that when it combines, it moves. So this processor protein will combine with this, and then it combines with the effector, and the effector affects, and it sends the secondary signal to the cell, and it makes an effect. It changes our behavior, it makes the effect. So in this I am just talking about the biology of the cell and how your signals are changed. So if there is something, any query or anything, like you feel that this was not understood by me, so you may write it down and you may ask in the last of this session. So now coming back to this, the primary signal picked up by the receptor antenna, and then it went down and it connect because the signal connected to the protein, so it made it move. So this processor protein combined with the receptor, and then to the effector. As we can see here, this effector also combined, And then the secondary signal went from here and it made the protein pathway. And in the end, we get our behavior. So, this was a slide from the biology. So, this pathway is a new science that is known as signal transduction. Signal transduction, that is, in short, that is the signal coming from the outside, it combines with the receptor combines with the processor protein, and it connects with the effector, and it gives us the behavior. This system is known as signal transduction, as explained by the author in the book. So in the term of so the name of this system is in the science is called as receptor effector integral membrane protein complex. But this is completely in the, you may say, science terminology. But there is also another name for this switch. I'll tell you this with the definition. In this, we just saw that the function of the receptor is awareness of the environment. Like we receive the information from the environment from our eyes, ears, and all the receptors in the skin. And the function of effector, this effector, the effector, is to send the physical signal into the cell, or we, or we can say the physical sensation. So, the definition of the switch is awareness of environment through a physical sensation. And if we check our dictionaries and we go for this definition, you can find it for our perception. Perception is the awareness of environment through a physical sensation. So, my dear friends, perception is what controls proteins, that is your behavior. So if protein is not your perception, your way of looking at things, your thoughts is the main thing that controls your proteins, that is your behavior. Then coming to the next thing, so if protein is not present, then there should be its blueprint, that is the genes. The genes present in our body, we all have one misinformation that genes are responsible for each and everything, but gene is just a blueprint. So the truth is, are you reading the blueprint or you are not? It's just that simple. And we believe that we are the victims of the genes. Whatever is scripted in the gene is what we are. So now the author very beautifully explains, if DNA core is covered with, like in our body, the DNA core is covered with the protein. So the author with an experiment tell us, let us now assume the arm of the author that is shown in the picture is the DNA in the first image, and the bare arm is DNA, and he writes the genetic code for blue eyes on his arms, on his arm, on his bare arm, and covers it with the sleeve. So what we have to do to read the genetic code? Obviously, we have to remove or take off the sleeve, and the sleeve is the protein. And what makes the protein to change the shape, or what lets it to move? As we have discussed earlier, that the proteins are change their shapes, or it moves with the help of the signal. So we need a signal to take the sleeve off and read the genetic code for the blue eyes. So the signal, and what controls our signal? It's our perception. So you are not the victims of your genes, because you control your genes. Genes do not control you. Now we have discussed this signal transduction, And now let us talk about the epigenetic control. Basically, epigenetic changes are defined as inherited modifications that are not present in the DNA sequence. So epigenetics is basically like we believe that what is scripted in our DNA is everything that cannot be changed. But epigenetic changes are inherited modifications that are not present in the DNA sequence. We will see this with an example. So let me tell you before that one gene using epigenetic control can make 30,000 different proteins from one blueprint. So you can have good genes, and with epigenetics, you can make cancer, you can make diabetes, you can make hypertension. So let us see this example of epigenetic control with one example. In this image, you can see two mouse. First one is the fat diabetic agouti mutant mouse, and the second one is the normal looking mouse. Yes, it is just normal looking mouse, but it is also agouti mutant mouse. So what is the difference between these both? The first one is suffering from diabetes, and it is also fat, and the second one is also with the same genes, that is agouti mutant mouse, and but he is absolutely normal. So the difference is that when this mouse, the second one, the absolutely normal mouse, when he was in the fetal development, in the gestational time, in the gestational period, in the pregnancy, the mother was fed with certain chemicals such as folic acid and vitamins and etc. So this changed the epigenetic control of this mouse. So, my point is that what is bigger, the genetics or the epigenetics? Of course, it is the epigenetics. Like, if genetics is the tip of the iceberg, then epigenetics is the sorry, if genetics is the tip of the iceberg, then epigenetics is surely the base of the iceberg, as shown in the picture. So now it is our responsibility for a good health, as we are having the epigenetic control. And now we all know that we are not the victim of our genes. We can control it by our beliefs, our perceptions, our signals from the outside. So if you can change your perception, you can change the reading of your genes. If someone says that you will suffer from a disease, let me say diabetes. If someone says that you will suffer from diabetes and you believe in it, then surely you will create diabetes for yourself. So the learning of the day is perception controls behavior, perception controls genes, perception rewrites the genes, and hence perception controls the biology. So, and sometimes your perceptions can be right or it may be wrong. So, it's better to say belief controls biology. I should repeat it once because it's the main essence of the book, and I just love this. Belief controls biology. And there is one more concept in this book that is named as placebo and nocebo effect. That is, placebo effect is when you have a very, very positive thought about anything, that something can heal you, rather it be pills or just water or anything. In the modern science, researchers tell us that one third of the total healings are the result of placebo effects. And also, as a medical student, I have seen that the patients get very well. The patient gets well, they are healed just with the sugar pills or the injections of distilled water. They are nothing but your placebo effect, your positive attitude that this particular medicine, this particular pill, it will heal me. So this is your positive thinking. And one third of the people suffering from any disease, they are cured, they are healed just with this placebo effect. And on the other hand, the nocebo effect, when you have a negative thinking regarding anything, it is called nocebo effect. Likewise, the positive thinking can heal you, the negative thinking can kill you. So now the question arises, even if we keep our thoughts positive, we keep in the positive energy, then why we fall sick? There can be certain people who just be positive all the day and still fall sick. So the answer to this is, the most common problem in today's scenario is stress. To explain this, the author made an experiment to explain that stress is the major factor and how it works in our body. The author made an experiment. He took two petri dishes. Just petri dishes are the like simple dishes used for experiments. So he took two petri dishes and kept a set of same cells in each of them. Then in first dish he kept nutrients, and in the second dish nothing, and left it for a certain period of time in the incubator. And when checked back after some time, he found the cells were attracted to the nutrients in the first dish, and the cells moved away from the toxins, or we can say the negativity, in the second petri dish. So when the cells see something positive or growth, they are attracted to that, and so are the humans. And in the opposite case, sorry, I just didn't turn it on. Yes, as you can see in this slide, the cells were attracted to the nutrients, and the cells which were kept in the petri dish with the toxin were repelled from that. They moved away from that, and a mechanism that is of protection just started. So, a cell or a human can either grow at a time, or it can protect itself at that time. There is the concept is not like that it can grow and protect at the same time. It can either grow or can protect. And when there is stress, like I told, that the main reason in the nowadays, in the today's scenario, is stress. So when there is a condition of stress, or or there is any threatening situation, there is a reflex in the body that works, that is called as hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis. Hypothalamus is the part, sorry, this I just spoke this earlier, that the cells can either grow or they can protect. Same is the human behavior. It can either be attracted to the growth, or it can go towards the repulsion, that is the protection phase. So when just imagine when you get a love, when you get a feeling of love from your family, your friends, obviously you feel good and you grow. And when there is fear, you go into the stage of protection, you hide yourself or anything like that. So to grow, you have to just leave as you can see this scale. So you have to leave this section, and after leaving also, it doesn't works like that. If you are not feared of something, if you are not afraid of something, then you will grow. No, then you will be on this neutral, you will be on zero indifference. And if you want to grow, every human needs to be loved. That is the thing I am trying to say here. So when you give love, you get love. It's not like you have to love your just your family, your friends. Love your animals, love the plants, they will surely give it back to you. And you will just love that experience. And I am also having the same experience every day. I feel loved by the plants, by the animals. So now I was talking about the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis. Hypothalamus is the part of the brain that interprets the perception. And then the pituitary. Pituitary gland is the master gland of our body. And when there is a stress condition or threatening situation, the pituitary gland sends the message to adrenal axis, adrenal gland that is present over our kidneys, and it sends the message to adrenal gland, and it releases the stress hormones which puts the body into the condition of fight or flight. Obviously, if there is a stress condition or anything like threatening condition in front of you, so you would obviously either you will fight or you will run. So there is a condition that is called fight or flight. So this condition, the fight or flight, it puts the body, it leads the blood that is in your viscera to rush into the peripheries, that is hands and legs, to either fight or run. But before this condition, when there is a stress or anything, the blood is in your viscera, that is in the central part. This and this leads to growth. It helps in the growth of the body, and as I said earlier, the cells and humans can either grow or they can protect at particular time. And when they will protect themselves, they cannot grow. So when there is stress, the body will either obviously it will protect you, and it will not grow. So this is the main reason nowadays that the mental growth, or we are almost in the stress for hours and hours, and I don't think so that I guess 90% of people are nowadays in the stress. So in the ending, concluding today's session, I would like to say that do not stress, keep your thoughts positive. Belief is the thing that controls your biology. You are not the victim of your genes. Be happy and let us just spread love and make a new planet. Let us keep humanity alive, and let us all love our plants, our animals, and let us make a new planet. Thank you so much. And with this, I would And with this, I would like to thank Dr. Sangeeta Nehra for providing me such a beautiful platform, and the PMC Haryanvi channel, PMC Global, PMC English, PMC US, PMC UK, Pyramid Health Channel Malaysia. Thanks to all the PMC family members for supporting me in this journey. And thank you so much.
Thank you, Urja. Wow, it was amazing. You have explained the book beautifully, Urja. I mean, the concept that the cells of your body are affected by your thoughts. It is unbelievable but true. The thoughts that are racing through your mind on a moment to moment basis have the power to build up or tear down your physical and mental health. For decades, the idea that our genes are immutable, fixed, outside of our conscious control, that genes and DNA control our biology was the prevailing view of scientific community. But now it's clear that we are not victims of our genes. We can change the cell behavior and genetic characteristics by changing the cells, or I can say our thoughts. So it's crystal clear. Change your attitude, change your life. So thank you so much, Urja, for explaining such a beautiful book so wonderfully. And now I would like to invite Dr. Kathy ma'am to continue. Ma'am, please continue.
Namo Namaha, all the masters. A very beautiful presentation by Dr. Urja today regarding a beautiful book, Biology of Beliefs. Amazing. Mind is the government of 50 trillion cells. Of course, we are not the victims of genes. Actually, genes become defective because of our thoughts. So, continuing the session, now I will like to introduce you all with the swag movement. Save water and go green. It is a global initiative by Pyramid Spiritual Society's movement, whose mission is to improve the environment quality and conditions of our Mother Earth by partnering with community and group leaders and aspiring environmentalists to work together to create a clean and green planet to live for ourselves and our future generations. If you want to be a swag warrior, please email us at parinita@pssmglobal.org, parinita at pssmglobal.org to participate in this great endeavor. Along with this, PSSM has announced a swag anthem music composing contest in which you will have to compose and voice an energy-filled catchy number for swag anthem in English. Theme of the song should resonate with respecting and conserving Mother Nature and a responsibility towards nature and pledging to save water and go green. Please send us your entries to pssm.swagg@gmail.com, pssm.swag@gmail.com. This contest has already been started from 1st December 2020 and will be ending on 31st December 2020. Winners will be announced on 10th January 2021, and winners will get a surprise gift along with the winning certificate signed by Brahmarshi Pitamaha Patriji itself. Also, the song will be adopted for further swag activities in future. Now, I would like to ask Sumit sir to please play the Patriji's message and the swag moment.
Our PH system has started a new program called as SWAG. It means save water and go green. S for save, W for water, G for go, and another G for green. Save water and go green, my dear friends. We should not waste water. We should always be very, very careful in conserving our water resources. Let us not waste a drop of water. Every drop of water should be utilized properly. Every drop of water should be used for in the best possible way. If you are wasting water, then you are contributing to the poverty of the nation. If you are conserving water, every drop of water, you are conserving the nature and you are making the nature prosper. We have to conserve water. Whenever you are seeing an open tap, please close it. Let not the water go waste. This is called as save water. And then go green, plant trees. Everybody should plant trees. That is the most important activity for a man, for a human being, to plant trees. We want a very green planet, not a dry planet. And for plants, water is required. If there is no water, there is no greenery, there are no plants. These are the two important activities for a human being. You have to save water and you must see that everything is green. You must plant trees. While we are enjoying the trees planted by others, we should also plant trees. Everybody is forgetting this point and they are not planting trees at all. Why can't you plant trees? Why are you not aware of that fact, that you must plant trees every day? And always, every minute you must be aware of wasting water, and you must never waste water. Water is a very, very precious commodity. It is a divine commodity. And if you plant a tree, plant a seed, sow a seed, you are making it green. So, this is the movement called as swag. It means save water and go green. I like everybody to say save water, and go green. Please repeat. Save water and go green. Again. Save water and go green. Swag. What is swag? Save water and go green. Again. Save water and go green. Again. Save water and go green. Like this. Save water and go green. How many points? 2 points. What are the 2 points? Save water and go green. How many points? 2 points. What are those points? Save water and go green. ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ.
Thank you so much, sir. Now we all will go for meditation for 5 minutes and Pooja will be guiding us.
All of you, please close your hands like this. Cross your fists. Close your eyes. If anybody is putting specs, put them down. Close your eyes and just focus on your breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Don't open your eyes. Just feel your breath. Feel your normal breath. Focus on it. Set yourself free. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale positivity, love, kindness, compassion. And exhale all your negative emotions, anger, everything, all the negative thoughts. Just exhale them. Inhale. Exhale. Be with your breath. Observe it. Don't open your eyes. Inhale. Exhale. Your breath is your God. Just be with it. Feel it. Inhale. Exhale. Just feel the freshness and positivity in the air you're inhaling. Just be with your breath, oh beautiful souls. Inhale. Exhale. Now, without opening your eyes, rub your both hands together. Put both of your hands on your eyes and slowly and gently open your eyes. It feels amazing every time when I meditate, and I hope the same is with you all. So, thanks to all masters and PMC Global, PMC UK, PMC USA, PMC English, PMC Maharashtra, and Pyramid Health Channel Malaysia for giving us this opportunity. We will meet again tomorrow with a new book with a new master. Namaskar.